Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, warshippers of all ages, welcome to the very last game of King of the Sea 12. We're here at the international finals, and we are graced by FPM versus VOR for the last game of the series, as FPM fields Ohio, Kremlin, Salem, Double Venezia, Stalingrad, Double Marceau, and Shimakaze here from the North Spawn on Trap. Talk to me about VOR stats.
Absolutely. VOR on the south side, where the red coloration is Ohio, Kremlin, Des Moines, Triple Nevsky again, Daring, Marceau, and Yuyang. I heard you pause at the same time that I had the thought that maybe this would be a restart because there was a bit of friendly fire, but I think that was just the FPM players joking around. So
that threw me off my game. I had my whole spiel going, and it was like, wait, are we restarting? Should I pause? I don't know.
No, I think it was just the Ohio just being a bit cheeky to the Shimakaze there. No problem.
All right, well, Double Marceau headed up to C, so that's going to allow FPM to bag that one very quickly. Looks like I'm not sure what Warships is up to. We've seen. We were seeing Oh Boy take a very aggressive spotting position down here south of B. I wonder if they might be trying to push Warships up for something similar. It's a big risk if they are.
Yeah, this map, I think you have to push a lot further forwards than some of the other maps to get that early spotting. So Sheeps may just dip into the cap here. He could possibly be trying to actually spot this Marceau, but he's going to have to go a lot further forward than that to actually make that spot. If these were Kleber's being run, then this would be a different story. No, Shima is carrying on trucking. Well, we'll see what happens here.
We did see VOR play this map yesterday against Smile with basically this lineup. They're sending their 3 Nevskys down to the A cap. They're probably winding their way all the way down into the corner before finally reorganizing themselves and so on as they try and come back up the 2 or the 3 line.
Yeah, these 3 Nevskys can lay down a lot of fire, and that Yuyang is undoubtedly there to lay a smokescreen for them. So if they get an opportunity to all focus fire on, for example, the Venezia of FPM, that's going to be a lot of damage very, very quickly if they can land those shells.
2.5 minutes in, both teams grab a quick cap. Nobody on A yet. We talked about Warships. I thought maybe he might go to A, but nope, he's still kind of playing mid. Luck Chuck 20-kilometer torps headed down the line, looking for one of the Nevskys or maybe even Dark Temple's Kremlin.
Yeah, those ships, the ones at the front should be absolutely fine, but yeah, they may well catch Dark Temple. Or if they turn and kite, it could be the 2 Nevskys at the bottom actually do turn back into them because they're not that fast, those torpedoes.
I think they're going to pass in front of Temple.
Yeah, I think you might be right. They're going perfectly in the gap between Rashia and Temple.
Really are.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for Warships there. Undoubtedly, those were spotted, so Dark Temple was close enough to spot at least one of those torpedoes. So they will know that it is Warships that is above the cap there.
Well, he was, but he's not now, as he ducks into the far side of B, opposite Classic Nouns Marceau. Now, VOR has no radar at this cap. They have no way to spot Warships to try and convince him to leave the cap. So at the moment, that's going to allow FPM to start ticking up a small lead on the basis of the C cap.
Naomi is in an interesting position. Once the blob, the Nevsky blob, pushes into A, if they manage to spot the Venezia or the Ohio broadside, Naomi is going to be able to drop AP lovely over that island and take one of those ships full broadside, and can also reasonably easily reverse and shoot the other side of the map, or push forward and shoot the other side of the map if the opportunity presents itself.
Once again, you're kind of seeing one of the things on Trap that we talked about earlier in the day. We've talked about a couple times over the course of the tournament. Is spotting is a real challenge on this map. We're just now looking at things from the VOR side. We're just now down at A, starting to get a view on Imonka's Venezia. Whereas if you look at things from the other side, they are just now catching a glimpse of a Nevsky because he opened fire. That's the only reason that FPM can see any ships on that flank at all.
I think, yep, there it goes. About to say, I hope that the Yuyang smoke screen for these Nevskys, yep, they're all going to head towards that smoke screen. Yuyang is brought because it has several short-term smoke screens that can be used to smoke up these cruisers. So it's not going to last as long as a gearing smoke, but it does make it more mobile because the Yu-Yang can keep putting those smoke screens down for quite a long period of the game.
Yep, they've got a quick reload, so they come back pretty fast.
So the three Nevskys choosing Konhana as the focus fire here. Already down 10k. Dark Temple has more torpedoes on the way, but as long as Dark Temple keeps the throttle on, yep, should be absolutely fine with those torpedoes from Warships in the cap.
FPM now kind of reacting to what they're seeing. They see the smoke and the Nevsky spam. They know what that means. So at this point, it's going to be a race to see if they can keep Konhana's ship in the game, or at least how long they can do it. They're starting to reposition a few of their pieces. Frost Runis' Stalingrad had kind of moved in that general direction to start the map down towards A, but he's looped around. He's now kind of bow in towards the B cap with his guns looking south.
While this blob here on A does mean that FPM can't really contest, well, can't contest A at all, it does give them the signal that the rest of the map is very weak from VOR's point of view. So they are starting to push the Salem around the top. You can see Roselia here starting to push the Salem round onto the 10 line versus YBB's Des Moines, and also Kremlin pushing across the cap. You've got the Venezia of Yihua coming over. Munan is pushing down. So they're able to be super aggressive on this side with the confidence that those Nevskys are nowhere near.
Indeed, FPM knows that there's at least 5 ships in or around the A cap. They can see the Kremlin. They can see the 3 Nevskys, and they've seen the smoke, so they know the Yang is there. As now they've pulled back CVN, they've pulled back Sheeps' Shimakaze. They've shoved CVN's Marceau and Runis' Stalingrad into the B cap. They're going to bring Warships down, I think, to try and punish this push with the Shimakaze torpedoes.
Absolutely. It makes way more sense to have a Shimakaze over here. You know, what do you want if you've got a blob of cruisers and battleships pushing? You want something that can throw lots of torpedoes at it.
Something that can slow them down.
Exactly. So, yep, Sheep swapping. Marceau, of course, has the backup of Forced Runis, which is a radar cruiser, and VOR do not have a radar on B, as you pointed out before. So that does definitely give FPM, at least currently, the advantage on B, although that blob is soon going to be able to fire on B as well.
Speaking of radar, YBB's radar over on the 10 line at C going up, so they can see Munan for the moment. Munan does not know where Nebieski is. It looks like they might try and kind of pincer YBB here a bit. I'm wondering if YBB, this is not a position he can maintain, I don't think. I'm wondering if they're going to just go for the ram.
Ultimately, I think FPM would benefit from that ram because they've got the Kremlin in the cap. The Marceau probably beats the Daring in most situations in a gunfight, so yeah, they'll probably see how this goes. They'll try Munan around the back, and then if that doesn't work, Roselia will just go forward and ram.
And Manka's Venezia loses the DPM race over on the 10 line. Sorry, the 1 line. Not able to stay in the game just because Nevsky spam will eventually wear you down, and that's exactly what happened. Whoa! CVN just takes a massive hit here. They pushed him around trying to get in on Classic Nouns Marceau, but the Ohio was loaded for bear and ready, and that failed.
Kremlin just smacked, sorry, Des Moines just smacked Roselia.
Oh, no!
Yeah, so that's gone wrong. They didn't even get the ram off. So Munan is now chasing YBP in a Des Moines.
Oh my lord.
This is not a position you want to be in a Marceau.
Everything going wrong for FPM.
Yeah, I mean, I think Munan still has one side of torpedoes left. So let's see what YBD does. YBD's got the guns on the other side, so Munan's going to try and go round.
CV's actually got Kremlin shells coming in. Doesn't really get much.
Is Munan going for it? No, Munan is going for the tops. I thought that was going to be a ram there for a second.
He's getting as close as he can to try to basically prevent YBB from escaping. And he's going to bag him. There it is.
So that keeps Charlie in FPM's hands, but that didn't really go according to plan.
Not in the least. Now the Nevsky spam is going to try and farm out Runis here in the B cap all by himself.
Yeah, I think although FPM kind of won that trade, that should have gone very, very differently, and they're really going to start to feel that now because the ships that they could have brought from sea, which would include that Salem, that Salem's not there anymore, so they have no backup.
Even the Kremlin is firing HE at Runis' bow as he sits in the middle of the B cap. Sooner or later, the Nevskis are going to light some more fires, and Runis is going to be even more upside down on health than he already is. Now, FPM is doing a great job of beating up on Dark Temple. He's been taking some Stalingrad fire, among other things. But I'm afraid that if they do bag him, it's going to come too late. They're going to lose Runis very soon.
Absolutely, Runis ran a double fire and had to damage Con, so any fire is going to kill, but it doesn't matter. Yep, that was actually a fire kill. Dark Temple SAP incoming, down to 5-9. There are also lots of Shimakaze torps coming, and there is no way that Dark Temple is going to get out of the way of those torpedoes.
No. Shima-torps are going to seal that deal. They will bag Dark Temple, but they're upside down nearly 300 points. There's only 9 minutes. I mean, we're barely over the halfway mark of the game, but FPM ships are just dropping like flies. They're upside down 4 ships.
3 minutes 34 on the points clock for a VOR victory in this grand final to decide who takes home that first place prize and who goes home with the second place. Classic Noun is owning the B cap right now, but Yihua's Venezia will probably try and come in and contest. FPM do need to get in there.
You know, they brought Warships back to play this position with the Shimakaze, and while he did bag Dark Temple, it doesn't feel like he's gotten nearly as much out of these torpedoes as you would have wished.
No, I think maybe they sent Warships up to anticipate these Nevskis turning in towards B, but they haven't done that. They've kept going north. They're still facing nose in towards the Shimakaze, probably because they've seen the torpedoes coming from that way. So, yeah, those torps not finding home. But there is a lot of, not randomness, but there's a lot of luck involved in whether you land one of those torps or not. So
certainly the kinds of ranges that Warships is engaging them at, right? Probably 10 or more clicks, because, you know, Nevsky's got a 12-kilometer radar. If he doesn't want you to get all that close to fire your torpedoes, he's got a button he can push that will highly encourage you to be elsewhere.
Yeah, these are more kind of area denial and shepherding rather than targeted torpedoes. Okay, the Ohio is coming under quite a lot of focus fire, although it is quite a long range. Nearly 2 minutes on the points clock for VOR. World Warships will smoke up Konhana.
Well, he's going to try. It doesn't seem like they coordinated that very well. Warships starting the smoke after Khan had turned away from Sheeps' position.
Munan is coming around on the Daring in the B cap. Last desperate push from FPM to try and take B with the Venezia and the Marceau. Ohio HE just missing.
Don't think it's going to matter. Munan looks like he's going to get between the secondaries and the Daring primaries. He should go out here.
Yihua taking a desperate blind shot into the smoke there, trying to find Niebieski. And Best Naomi is in the cap with Venezia. Venezia torpedoes are out, but Naomi, I think, is stopping.
It's all over but the crying. The Yu Yang torps are about to seal the deal on Konhana. Oh, they run out just shy of the hull.
Doesn't matter. Marceau gets the kill anyway. And Best Naomi is clear of those torpedoes.
And that's it. VOR is going to win this game. They're going to win the match. And Stats, you and I said this before the game. If you go back and consider how close FPM came to winning Game 1, FPM very nearly swept this series. And if you go back and you pick one play, you look at that Grosser Kurfürst play down the 10 line on Land of Fire, map 1, if they don't make that mistake, they win Game 1, and this series was over 2 games ago.
Yeah, absolutely. If I had to pick one turning point, I agree with you. It was that point, and I'm sure they'll be reflecting on that as they have a chat after this match. But it doesn't matter now, because that is it. It is all over. That is the grand final, done and dusted, with VOR taking the grand prize of first place to win this tournament. FPM taking second place. Fantastic matches. It's been a privilege casting with you, SeaRaptor, and I'm sure I'll see you very shortly on the camera for the final goodbye.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Guys, let's send it on back to the studio for Chris. Can't wait to hear what Chris Pingu and Bogsy think of this.
Really? Yeah.